if you like to listen to this in a still position, you can just take your time arriving to that. You can just listen to the needs of your body and let yourself move in whatever ways feel good for you to move right now. Checking into your neck, into your shoulders, and your spine. Maybe doing some neck rolls. Maybe opening and closing the jaw, opening and closing the hands. Maybe some side body bends, some torso twists, some cat-cows with the spine. Just not really thinking so much about what the movements are, but just letting your body move in the way it wants to move. And no rush whatsoever with this movement. You can let yourself move for as long as you need to. But whenever you're starting to feel ready, you can allow yourself to come to a still position with the spine straight. And if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so, and if you haven't already, you can let your eyes gently close at any point. And just marking your arrival to this practice today with a full and deep cleansing breath. A long, slow, intentional inhale in through the nose, letting this air fill you up to every corner and every edge, and just pausing for a moment when you're full, and just noticing what that feels like. And without straining, as you need to, slowly letting it go. Slowly exhaling bit by bit. Just letting all that air exit the body, and even just pulling gently your navel in toward the spine at the bottom of the exhale to just truly empty yourself and pause for a moment to just feel what that emptiness feels like as you allow your next breath to come as it's needed. Knowing that every day we will have a different amount of air it takes to fill up and to empty. So just letting your breath be as full as it is today. And not straining yourself at all. And just letting yourself fill up with this new air and empty. And just doing this as many times as you would like. And just noticing these 4 parts of your breath. Your inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause. And whenever you're ready, you can release this guidance over your breath altogether. Remembering that your breath or your body will continue to breathe without any of your guidance or control. So just doing your best to release that control and simply observe. Observe the breath coming and going from your body, just as waves come and go on the shore. Not trying to change the rhythm of the waves of the ocean, but just having a seat and watching. And know that some days this feels like an impossible task to do, and that is perfectly okay if that's where you are today. And just being kind to yourself every time you show up for this practice. Because you are showing up to a different you every single time. So releasing any expectations you might hold yourself to of how you think this should be feeling, or what you should be thinking about, or what you shouldn't be thinking about. I'm just coming at this more from a perspective of taking inventory, where you are just making note of what is there and what's not there. Noticing any thoughts that are the loudest to you right now. Just making a mental note of the things that your mind is maybe fixated on. And instead, choosing to focus on the things that are happening at this exact moment. And our five senses and our body's natural functions are such helpful anchors for us when we find ourselves getting caught up in the what ifs, or if we find ourselves getting caught up in the past, just constantly time traveling to the past, thinking of regrets and things that have happened before or in the future, and planning, making lists of things we'd like to do. And sometimes all of that stuff is what we need to do. It's always good to evaluate your past and plan for your future. But for this practice, we find that middle place. Knowing that your breath will always be happening in this exact moment. So seeing any tendencies or needs to travel away, and just continually reminding yourself to come back. And if your breath is ever not helping to focus on, there are many other things. We can think about what we are seeing, even with your eyes closed. Just bringing your attention fully into your eyes. Noticing what it looks like behind your eyelids if your eyes are closed. Or what it looks like, all the things you can see across your vision. Noticing all the things that you can hear. All the different layers of sounds that make up your personal soundscape. Remembering that you are the only one who is hearing exactly what it is you are hearing. Seeing exactly what it is you are seeing. You are hearing the sounds of your environment through your individual lens. And you are hearing the sound of your outsides, and with the faint sound of your own insides in the background. And be the sound of your heartbeat, of your body breathing, of your stomach digesting. Remembering that you are connected to your environment. And one way you are connected is through sound. Remembering that sounds only exist in this moment. If you are hearing something, that is a reminder of this moment. Even the sounds that you might first label as annoying or distracting. Just practicing hearing everything as kind of part of a symphony, the relationship between all sounds. And as you're listening and seeing whatever it is that's in your sight and sound, you can just start to allow yourself to be fully held by whatever surface supports you. And allow your muscles to release just a little bit more so that you can feel yourself just being cradled by the surface you sit or lay on. And let all the muscles across your face soften just a bit as you let your jaw hang heavy, your chin and your nostrils soften, along with your cheeks, your ears, your eyes, eyebrows, and forehead. Letting your hairline and your scalp also soften. And just letting that sense of release and trust in your body, in your muscles, in your anatomy, naturally spread down the rest of the body as you feel your neck and shoulders all soften, down the arms and hands, down the chest, the rib cage, the stomach, down to the hips, pelvic floor, and glutes, down both legs and feet, all the way into the toes. And if you're sitting upright, you might notice that your posture is starting to slouch, or maybe started to slouch quite a while ago. So just letting yourself, or letting the crown of your head, the highest point of your body, just imagining a string coming from it, and someone just gently pulling on that string, the highest point in your body. As you just feel your spinal cord straighten out, letting your collarbones be broad and your heart sit right between the upper arms. As you start to feel that connection between the back of your throat and the pelvic floor. Feeling that center line of your body. And letting all of your muscles soften beneath this proud posture. As you just start to feel the air touching your skin, or the clothes touching your skin. Becoming aware of the shape of your body, how much space you take up. And just noticing how each breath your body takes, your skin is also breathing. Your skin, the largest organ in your body. Each pore is gently opening as you breathe in and gently closing as you breathe out. This full-bodied breath. And tasting the inside of the mouth. Smelling any aromas in the air entering your nose. Seeing whatever it is you see. Hearing, listening to what you can hear. And feeling what it is that you feel. And then in your own time, whenever it feels like you want to do so, you can just start to bring attention into your heart. Just funneling all of your awareness to come into your heart. And just feeling that unique rhythm that's beating inside of you at all times. And if you ever have trouble feeling your own heartbeat, you can always place one or both hands over the heart and just encourage that feeling from the outside as well. And just taking a moment to remember that this is a gift. Just pumping blood, keeping you alive every single moment of your life. From the time you were in your mother's womb and to this very moment. And it will continue to do so. It will continue to work for you for the rest of your life. And if we think about how strong our bodies truly are, think about if you get a small paper cut and how that will heal itself. How your heart and your immune system and all the processes in your body that are just always working for you to keep you alive, to keep you healthy, will get to work on any areas that need help. And there are always things that we can do to encourage this healing, to maybe aid the process, speed it up just a bit. Like you can put an ointment and a Band-Aid on the cut. And it will heal just a little bit quicker. But even if you don't, even if you just let the air get to it, it will always heal eventually. And the same thing can be said for our emotional state and any healing that we have to do on deeper, more emotional levels. We are always healing. It is just the state of who we are as humans. We are healing all the time. And there are certain things, certain practices, such as this, that we can do to maybe aid that process a bit, to be intentional in our healing. But regardless, we will continue to heal. And there is no need for you to feel a sense of pressure or expectation of how quickly you heal. There is no race. We are all doing our best and healing at our own pace. And this is not something we can compare to anyone else. And even if you suffer from certain autoimmune diseases and it feels like maybe your body isn't quite sure of how to heal, or if there's all these maybe different wars going on inside of you. You are still not at fault for that. There is nothing you've done wrong for that to happen. And I think a very clear example of this is what's going on right now. There are wars going on in this world, unnecessary, that just cause pain and hurt, especially to our earth. But it is not the earth's fault that its citizens are fighting. Just like it is not your fault if your immune system or if your body is fighting itself. We are always on our way toward more joys, and we can just continue to live, to show up as you are, and show up with a sense of patience, curiosity in who you are and the people you cross paths with. And just moving on to the next thing, knowing that there will always be moments of joy and love and connection all along the path, even within all the pain and the hurt. And it's not our goal to get rid of pain and suffering, but rather find a sense of acceptance with what is presenting itself. And if there are things we can do to bring in a little bit more peace, a little bit more love, then doing those things. But knowing that you are always doing the best you can, and the expectations you have for yourself don't help. Remembering that everything will unfold as it's meant to. Inside of you and in the world. And just tuning into your heart, into your inner sense of knowing of what you need to do, of ways that you can bring more love into this world that needs so much love right now, but not putting all of this pressure on yourself to fix everyone's problems, including your own. Because we are all in this together, and we all have a small part to play in this greater world. And just focusing on what you can do to be a better you, or maybe just to be a fuller version of you, and knowing that that is enough. Just letting your body be soft if any tension has crept back. Letting it go as you tune in to your heartbeat one last time. feeling the beating of your own hands and fingers as you remember the pulse in your heart is running through your hands as well. And all that love that is in your heart is in your hands. It's in your whole body. And you have the power to create and to do all your tasks that you do with your hands from this place. And if it feels like something you'd like to do today, you can let the pulse of your hands just be drawn toward each other. As you let your palms find each other, your fingers find each other, as your hands come to a prayer position at heart center. Just feeling your heart lift toward your thumbs and letting your thumbs press back toward your heart. And just letting yourself take one final deep breath in, letting yourself fill up the most you filled up today. As you pause for a moment and just feel that fullness. And as you need to, slowly letting it go. Exhaling so fully as you let your head gently bow and pause in that emptiness. Letting your next breath come naturally. As you bow to the source of energy that is allowing your heart to beat, whatever you believe that to be. Bowing to the constant source of guidance and inspiration all around you, whatever that means to you. Bowing to everyone in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today, taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights, and may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and everyone that you see.